Hey, my name's Kacie Samson, and this is my vlog for my new student dialogue. I've participated in the um, body image new student dialogue. Um, I wasn't really a huge fan of it because I didn't really see the point, but after I went, I thought it was a good thing, I guess, to meet other students and see their opinions on touchy subjects. Um, it was kind of cool because mostly you think of girls having problems with their body images, but more like almost half my group was boys. So it was kind of cool to see what boys worry about when looking at body images and stuff. And we we discussed how to have a dialogue because it's really different from a debate and a discussion. And that was cool to me because I'd never really had a dialogue per se. I've always seen debates or like had discussions on topics, and I think a dialogue was appropriate for this subject because all the subjects that we had to choose from were all really touchy subjects that a lot of people don't either aren't like fully educated on or have really strong opinions about without knowing a lot of facts about the subject. So I think it was really good to have a dialogue where everyone could put in their input, but it was a safe environment to do so, and it wasn't a hostile environment per se. We did have some reserved voices in our group. There were obviously some people in there that did have problems with their body, and they didn't speak as much, or if they did, it was very subtle, and they didn't put in their opinions as much. And I was kind of in the middle. I wasn't really an active voice. The boys were actually more active than the girls because they just were wondering why girls cared so much, but they also let us know that they care too. And then but I wasn't really reserved because I did have some opinions about the matter. One of the things we did was we had to draw a picture of our perfect guy, and all the girls and even the group of boys had like very similar drawings, and that was interesting just to see how everyone views like the perfect boy is the same thing when in reality that perfect boy is not really real. Like that's a 1 in a million chance that you would find a guy like that. And it led to a discussion about how it's like since that perfect guy doesn't exist, like you're gonna have to look for other things, and you're gonna have to accept the way you were made and look for more for like personality traits instead of just physical traits. One thing I thought was interesting was we didn't talk about any eating disorders or anything like that, and since it was body image, I thought that would be a major focus. I think in the future that would be a good focus because I think a lot of college kids and kids around our age, like late high schoolers and early adults, struggle with that, and I think it's something that needs to be discussed if you're going to have a student dialogue about body image. Why not address eating disorders that a lot of people suffer from every day? One thing we did was a body image timeline. And for me, that was actually really interesting because it made me think of how I viewed myself as a young kid, which was I didn't care what I looked like. No one else cared what I looked like up until high school, and now where your image is really everything and everyone's always judging you based on what you look like. And it really put into perspective for me how once you grow up, like you lose that innocence and carefreeness of your childhood, and you have to start trying harder to look better because people are going to judge you based on what you look like. This dialogue, I think it was a component of Library 100 to, I'm not really sure. Well, I think it was a good opportunity to meet other students who were interested in a similar topic. And even if they weren't interested in the topic, they were still there and they had to discuss it with you so you could still see their opinion on the matter. I think it was a part of Library 100 because as freshmen, we're coming into a new sort of experience and we need to know that people are like in the future people are going to agree with us and they're not going to agree with us, and we need to know how to handle that without hurting people's feelings, and but still being able to get people to understand where we're coming from while also being respectful of their views as well. I guess I do see the dialogue is useful because of what I just said. We just need to be able to learn how to express our views and be respectful at the same time and have empathy for others' views and what they've been through in life. And that's all I have.